Hey guys, this is Calculus Family. In this lesson, I'll take you through quadric surfaces. So, in most variable functions, you will learn quadric surfaces, which will be upgrade of the normal 2D surfaces. So, quadric surfaces is we're talking about three-dimensional surfaces. We realize that in real life, structures are always defined in space. You see an umbrella, you see a cylinder. So the 2D is not enough. The line and the planes we do is not enough. So whenever you are doing calculus with several variables, there is a need for you to learn quadratic surfaces so that you can find the equation of a tangent to set surfaces, know how you can differentiate set surfaces, and also interpret differential results as well as integral results. Quadratic surfaces generally has a general formula as ax squared plus by squared plus cz squared, okay, plus dxy plus exc plus fyz, okay. Then you also have plus gx plus hy plus iz, and this is equal to plus j, okay. There is plus j, which is a constant. So iz plus j is equal to 0. So I have a to j as my constant, okay. So let me clean the cone here. So this is my so this is a general formula for any quadratic surface. Ax squared plus by squared plus cz squared. Then you come to dxy plus exz plus fyz. That's the product. Then plus the singles plus gx plus hy plus iz plus j. So we can't cover all the possible quadratic surfaces, but there are a couple of them which are very necessary that you it will be involved in most calculation. Okay. The first one is called ellipsoid. Ellipsoid. So for an ellipsoid is given as so x squared over a plus y squared over b plus z squared over c. So the a, b, and c are all squared, okay, over c squared. And this should be equal to 1. It should be equal to 1. So when you talk about an ellipsoid is simply a stretched or a squashed sphere, okay? You can call it a squashed sphere. So if you have a sphere and you squash it, it becomes an ellipsoid. A typical example of ellipsoid is egg. So you know and you are familiar with egg, okay? You see the shape of egg. Egg is simply an ellipsoid. And in this diagram, you can see that it is centered at the origin, right? This is centered at the origin, oh, which is always not the case, okay? It's always not the case. To find the volume of an ellipsoid is given as V is equal to 4 over 3 pi ABC, right? 4 over 3 multiplying pi ABC, okay? Yeah. Now, ellipsoid is always having three perpendicular axes of symmetry. Three perpendicular axes of symmetry. And there are types of ellipsoid, okay? If we have what you call a sphere, you know a sphere is a perfect ellipsoid. So a sphere is when the axes A, B, and C are all equal. If I have my axis A, B, and C equal, I'll have a perfect sphere instead of the squashed sphere. Okay, you have a perfect sphere instead of the square sphere. And this general formula for ellipsoid is called, this particular type of ellipsoid is what we call the triaxial ellipsoid. Triaxial ellipsoid. So meaning that it is having what? Three axial symmetry. Okay, ellipsoid. It's having three all the three semi-axes are different. Meaning that A, B, and C are all different. Okay. Meaning A, B, and C are all different. So that is an ellipsoid. So these are some of the things you've got to know about ellipsoid. So you know sphere is an ellipsoid with its A, B, and C. So get to have this formula in mind. Okay. Then you also have what you call a spheroid. A spheroid is having two of its axes equal. two of its axes equal. So when it is all of them are different, it is triaxial ellipsoid, you have spheroid when two, and when all three are equal, you have what you call a sphere, and that gives the description for an ellipsoid. Okay. Now this here that you see, this thing here is what we call a cone. Okay, the normal cone. When we are dealing with geometry, geometry learning cone is different from quadric surface. Okay, so this is a cone in quadric surfaces. A cone is represented as, so let me write it here, a cone. Okay, so a cone is represented as x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared is equal to z squared over c squared. So you can equally bring this on the left side and make it negative. Okay, and one rule is that wherever is which variable is negated becomes the axis on which the open end lies. So you can see that this open end lies in the what, z axis. That's why it's equal to z. Okay, z squared over c squared. If it's equal to, if you can have z squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared is equal to s squared over what, c squared. That means that our cone will open up at this end. Likewise, if it is equal to y squared, it will also open up at this end. And please take note, it is in two parts. Each part is what we call nap. Maybe this is the first time you are hearing this. Okay, so a cone is having two naps. So we say naps. Okay, this is one and these two, and they meet at the origin. The vertex at what? At the origin. It's very necessary for you to take note of this as about cone in quadric surfaces. Okay. So in cone, we have a right circular cone or an elliptical cone. Okay. It depends on the cross section. Okay. So when this A and this B, okay, if they are equal, so if my A is equal to B, I'll have my right circular cone. And if A is not equal to B, that's a normal regular cone you can see. So that one is an elliptical cone. Okay. So these are some of the things you should take note about cones. Okay. It has two knobs. There is a vertex, and whichever end is open to becomes the other side of the equation or the negated variable. And also we have right circular cone, we have elliptical cone. Let's look at this one too. This is so nice. This is what we call a cylinder. Okay, a cylinder. So a cylinder is generally represented by its equation s squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared is equal to 1. Okay, this is a cylinder. Now, a cylinder may have an elliptic cross section. Look at this one. You see, this is not a perfect sphere, right? It may have an elliptical cross section or a circular cross section. For an elliptical cross section, A will not be equal to B. But if A is equal to B, right? If A is equal to B, then it means that our cross section is what? Circular. And therefore, our equation then becomes s squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. And this is the equation of a cylinder with a circular cross section, which you should take note. It's very, very important. You can see that the equation of a cylinder is missing one of the variables in the 3D space. That is z, right? The reason why it is missing z is because, I mean, it's a characteristic of cylinder, and which variable that this cylinder is missing will be the axis which you have the open end. You can see that it lies on the z, right? So meaning if we had x out, then it will come and out lie somewhere here. So the missing variable becomes the axis about which our quadric surface open up here. Okay, that's one thing you should take note. It's very, very important. Now here comes what we call hyperboloid. Hyperboloid. So you can just see some hyperbola here, which has been rotated about its conjugate axis to give what we call hyperboloid, right? There are two main types. You have one sheet and you have hyperboloid with two sheets. The one sheet is a continuum, okay? It's a continuum like this bow, okay? As you see clearly here, okay? Now it is strictly centered at origin. It is strictly centered at the origin. Okay. And one interesting part of hyperboloid is we have its application in the what do we say, cooling towers, also for structural stability, and it is used in nozzles for uniform pressure. It's very, very important. For uniform pressure, we use hyperboloid in this representation. So the equation for hyperboloid is simply x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared minus z squared over c squared is equal to 1. So here you can clearly see where it is negated, right? So it is lying openly at the z, right? So just have these equations in mind, and you're going to appreciate functions of multi variables. Okay. So this is for one sheet, and for two sheets, the equation is simply s squared over, sorry, the equation is simply negative s squared on a squared minus y squared on b squared plus z squared on squared is equal to 1. So look at the differences. So here with the one sheet, you only have the z to be negated, right? Then here you have two separate dimensions to be negated, and they are separated. Two sheets are not together, they are separated, okay? This is hyperboloid with two sheets. It's like you separating this in a way, okay? So that is, and it also rests at the origin, converges at the origin, which, and I think I have one last type you can think about, which you call hyperbolic paraboloid. Hyperbolic paraboloid, which is given as s squared over e squared minus y squared over b squared is equal to z over c. So one of our variables now is not squared, okay? So it doesn't play any role there, but our hyperboloid opens up in that direction, okay? So these are quadric surfaces, and the whole goal of quadric surface for you to appreciate how surfaces are being changing. I mean, that's real life. So in real life structures and all that, for you to compute differentials, for you to compute anything, you need to appreciate the surface which you are working on. So a function will be given, you have to know which this one you should be able to tell that this equation is an equation of a hyperbolic paraboloid, and and easily figured it out. Okay, so that is all I have for you in this video. Do also subscribe, and also please share.